Good morning. It is Monday, June 27th, 2022, back here for Daily Shakeup 558. And today I want to talk about assumptions. We all know about assumptions. We all know how detrimental they are. We all say that we don't want to make them. We all know the old joke, phrase, wisdom, whatever you call it, that when I assume, I make an ass out of you and me. So we all know that. And I don't think any of us wakes up or looks at our day or looks at our leadership and says, hey, I'm making assumptions here. I know I'm making assumptions. But the reality is we're making assumptions all the time. And what I've realized is, like so many challenges in leadership, the biggest challenge is we don't really realize, or even want to believe that we're making assumptions. We look at a scenario and we, in order to not have assumptions in it, we start treating it as if it's a fact. And the fact is, pun intended, typically our so-called facts are really just perspectives, they're opinions, they're judgments about a situation, a person, or both, that is littered with assumptions. But because we know that assumptions are bad, we tell ourselves we're not. And we've got a giant blind spot in there because our brain starts telling us that what we're looking at is facts, it's data, when in fact it's full of assumptions. I see this regularly, especially around written communication. I talked a little bit about emails last week, but especially in written communication, because we know that written communication is just a small percentage of the range of how we communicate, how we perceive communication. And so the gap is filled with assumptions. And unfortunately, we don't tend to make positive assumptions. We make negative assumptions, or take away the negative label, we make assumptions that fit our perspective. In fact, what we do is we make assumptions that make us right, So my point here is take a look at where assumptions are permeating your thinking, your perspectives, your opinions, your judgments. So often I talk to coaching clients and I'll look at them and they'll say, this is all that's true. And I say, well, actually, no, this is some data points, but the rest are all your assumptions. Now, those assumptions might prove to be true. And here's the tricky part. Even if assumptions turn out to be accurate based upon additional information, it's still an assumption when you make it. So you may say, well, I got it confirmed, but that's not the point, is it really? Don't we want to lead from a place without assumptions, communicate and listen from a place without assumptions? So if they turn out to be correct later, we're still in that loop of assumptions, and assumptions, frankly, don't serve us, don't serve our relationships, and certainly don't serve our leadership. That's it for today. Keep taking care of yourself and everyone around you. By all means, stay connected.